Well, this is interesting. So, changed my bit rate back to 6,000, and messing around, I found that NDI was using. I have dual PCs. Each PC has 2 network jacks, and one set of jacks I have back to back to each other for the sole purpose of NDI. That way I'm not clobbering the normal internet connection with all the the NDI video data. But I think last time or some time ago, when I reinstalled both machines, prior to installing both machines, I had NDI set up somehow where it was using that second network connection, which is not connected to the internet. Again, they're just back to back to each other. But when I reinstalled the machines, NDI started using the same network connection as OBS was sending out, to Restream or Twitch or YouTube or wherever. And I started noticing that I getting a lot of frames dropped, and the bit rate was pretty inconsistent, and I hadn't been able to figure out why. So I did some more, just a little bit ago, I did some more messing around, and I realized that NDI was not using that second network connection like I had originally set up. So I re-downloaded the NDI. I think that there was even an update. Kind of messed around with it a little bit. There's not an obvious method of telling it to use a specific network connection. I tried in OBS. You can bind OBS to a specific network connection. So I did that, and then NDI started using that second network connection, which was great. But now that OBS was bound to that second network connection, it can't see the internet. Okay, so one problem solved, I created another problem. So I unbound OBS. Fortunately, NDI has stayed with that second network connection to send its data across. And since then, it looks as if the bit rate is actually staying pretty consistent now. I was at 5,500. I just raised it up a few minutes ago to 6,000, and it's rock steady. It's actually a little bit above 6,000. I've only seen it dip a couple times. I do not have any dropped frames right now. Normally by this time I'd have 1 or 2% total drop frames, and that number would increase over time. Right now, however, it is rock steady. It is looking pretty good. Let's actually just jump back into the game real quick. I kind of want to watch and see what the frame rate does. I'm watching my network connections on another monitor. Yeah, it's definitely sending the data over that other connection, which is great. Which should free up OBS on the main, network connection to send its stuff out. Alright. So I was playing Horizon Dawn this morning. I just want to mess around a bit here. Just keep moving around. I'm just watching the bit rate. There's a 5400 briefly. There's a 55. So I am seeing some. Obviously, when the game is still and there's nothing on the screen, there's less information to be sent. There was a 5100, but no dropped frames. I'm watching OBS for dropped frames. I'm just gonna run around for a bit and see if I get any dropped frames. No, I'm gonna leave Pretzel going. Also, I found I got a copyright claim from my Disco Elysium that I started. Evidently, I've got to just turn off the music in that game. I think there might have been a button in Disco Elysium to maybe mute sounds that have copyright issues. I'm just going to mute the music completely in Disco Elysium. So right now I've got YouTube on another monitor. I've told it to mute out those particular sections where it had the copyright claim. Hopefully that will work. It is still processing. It's been processing for a little while, so we'll let that go. I had actually two. One from Schlager Disco 2020, the best in hits something, and another from Red Rock Riviera. And this was definitely all from my Disco Elysium playthrough. Okay, fine. I'll just go without music. I guess that's something I got to be aware of on any game that I'm playing now, that I'm going to have to deal with this issue. I mean, I've seen plenty of other streamers have the issue already with, far worse results. I'm just a consistent zero viewer streamer, so I'm not worried much, but it is something I have to deal with, and that's fine. All right, no drop frames. All right. I'm just, here's something that annoys me in video games. You see people do this all the time to move around. That's all they do, because they can move a little bit faster. They run, jump. That's how they move the whole game. It is so annoying to me. I cannot. It doesn't matter who the streamer is. If that's how all they do the whole time, I know. I'm an old man, and I'm crouchy and crotchety, but that kills me. Like Minecraft, they jump, 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 and that's how they do. I can't stand it. It is, it just drives me nuts. I don't know why it does, but it does. So, okay, 12 minutes, Not a single dropped frame. All right, well, next time I stream, hopefully I won't be getting any more dropped frames. I was looking at the visual quality. It wasn't really noticeable, but I see where it definitely could be noticeable if it would have kept up. Yeah, it's rock steady, great. So I take back all the bad thoughts I had about my ISP. It was operator error. So hopefully NDI will stick with that connection and it doesn't revert to the other main network connection. I'd like a method to force NDI to use a specific network connection. I'm still investigating that to see if that's possible without, you know, having any elaborate server and this and that. You'd think it'd be something in their default configuration. Hey, you know, bind to this IP address for sending your data. I don't know why it doesn't. No drop frames out of almost 50,000 frames. So I'm very happy with that. All right, so successful bitrate test for now. See you next time.